This week's Peace Talk is called The Relationship Between Peace and Action. There has been a misunderstanding regarding the relationship between peace and action. Peace does not necessarily mean inaction. Peace means action that is grounded in peace knowingness or the peace mind. Peace and action can coexist, and when they do, the actions that spring forth are deeply powerful. I say deeply because there is a wellspring that accompanies this action and infuses it with depth, with power, with effectiveness. Peace action recognizes the harmonious relationship between all things. It does not see better or worse, for example. It sees connection. It sees the beauty of unification, even where it is not yet present visibly. The peace mind can perceive the peace that underlies, and therefore the peace that can arrive at any time, the peace that is there already, and the peace that arrives into the visible. The peace mind does not see lack of peace, even in a place where peace is very hard to perceive. It perceives the peace that is always available and on offer. It celebrates the essential nature of peace, which is constant. It celebrates what peace is as a way of bringing peace into the visible or the experienced. It celebrates peace. It brings peace into the world through celebration. It celebrates peace into being, knowing that it always is. The peace mind can sit with both what is and what is not yet visible. It is a high mind, and therefore it is a place where one might sit comfortably with the seen and not yet seen, the perceived and the not yet perceived. In the marriage of these things, in the loving of what is, the peace mind births peace. It is a powerful, powerful thing, a powerful state, and a powerful tool. When one connects to the peace mind and then feels a call to inspired action and carries the knowingness of peace into that action and continues to remember the peace that exists that is not yet seen and continues to celebrate the essential nature of peace while carrying out that action is powerful beyond human comprehension. One unleashes the essential nature of peace, a nature that cannot ever be leashed. But it is born or feels born because the mind experiences it as born in that moment. It is new to that person's experience, and so it is new into the world. That peace of peace, is new, introduced through that carrier. Peace is born through the new experience of peace in the single human experience. Peace is experienced singly first, then jointly, privately, then collectively. So the union of peace and action is a powerful transubstantiation, an alchemy that has the power to bring about great change. But here is the most important thing to understand. Peace without action, too, is a powerful force. Action is a wonderful tool when called upon, when inspired. But peace itself is a powerful, powerful action. It may look like inaction, but that is simply a misunderstanding of its essential nature. No peace is inactive. Peace is naturally action-bearing because of its inherent and deep power. Peace's power to affect its environment is one of its essential qualities. It changes its environment so subtly that one may not be able to perceive its work being done. And the word work is not precisely right. Effect is better because what peace does, it does effortlessly. It does effortlessly what cannot be done with effort. Again, peace accomplishes effortlessness. Again, peace accomplishes effortlessly what cannot be accomplished with effort. This bears frequent repeating. Peace accomplishes gracefully and without effort what cannot be accomplished through efforting. That is its power. It is a free energy source that plugs one into an enormous well of potential peacening. It is a wellspring of free power that can only be used to peacein. It cannot be misused. Its essential nature is programmed to peace. It can only be used to peacein. But if peacening is the goal, there is a free and enormous resource for that. So we peacein the self first to whatever degree is comfortably achieved, releasing attachment to the idea of peacening the self more fully. We honor whatever peace arrives when we invite peace and forgive ourselves all else. Then we observe whether inspired action arrives or whether the peace itself already contains whatever is needed to peacein. There is always action within peace. There is not peace without action because all peace builds all peace. The action inherent in peace is quiet by human standards, and certainly by the standards of a busy person. One must quiet the self and the mind to begin to perceive it. But this quietness does not mean that nothing is happening. Everything is happening within peace. There can be no inaction within the peace state because when a human enters the peace state, that human is peacened, and that peacening is adding to the important tally of peace in the collective human consciousness. And this is a thing that changes, that affects, that builds, that births. It is a powerful, powerful thing. Peace's action is an effortless action. Peace's action holds so much grace and so much flow that humans may perceive it as inaction. In fact, it is simply the paused state of joy, and all things done in joy feel effortless. When we step into peace, we do not have a preference for action or inaction. We hold space for whatever emerges. Sometimes what comes forth is inspired action, and inspired action has a beauty in its expression. Sometimes what comes forth is what appears to be no action. Peace is a state of the honoring of all, which you might describe as no preference, but more accurate would be to describe it as a celebration of all preferences. Peace does not have a will for change, though many who love peace from a place of will. When we step inside peace first, we remember peace's essential nature, and often we peacein, which was our first desire, when we step out of a place of desire. To step into peace is to step out of a place of desire, because it is to step out of preference and into an honoring of all preferences. But simply holding that space peaceins, and it does so with more grace and more honoring and more effectiveness than a human with a preference could possibly accomplish. How do we peacein? by stepping into the peace mind, which has no preference for peacening, but no preference against it. Only when we step into a remembering of the holiness of all things, all people, all paths, do we begin to peacein with our very presence. No preference is a preference for peacening in results. That is because of how powerful peace is in its essence. Our next peace class takes place this coming Wednesday, December 9th, and every Wednesday thereafter. Peace class is free. You can sign up at prs.org/events. You can also put your email address in the chat box if I don't have your email address yet, and I'll add you to the email list. As always, Peace class is free. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is invited. Feel free to forward the link to anyone who might be interested in joining us. All are welcome. And that's it. 6:59. We're done with Peace class for this week. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. See you next week. Have a beautiful week, everyone.